What's going on, everyone? It's Darkstrider, and we're playing a classic, Blood Omen Legacy of Kain. Came out for the original PS1. This is a classic. Check
There
this.
is a magical operation of maximum importance. The initiation of a new aeon. When it becomes necessary to utter a word, the whole planet must be bathed in blood.
Call your dogs! They can feast on your corpses!
For fulfilling the circle mallet of the Sarafan, you are hereby damned. The pleasures of the flesh are no longer yours. You have but one purpose, damned warrior. You will serve us for eternity.
The tavern's closing. Best be on your way, stranger.
What? No mug of ale for a weary traveller from distant Corhagen? I can reward you well, for I am of noble blood.
I stay open for no man in these dark times. Things come with the night that no sane man would welcome.
And so I left, cold of heart and soul, forced to the road and the long, bitter night.
Yeah, this is where it gets wild. So basically, you start off, you're a nobleman named Kain, obviously. I don't know the last name or anything like that. But you go out in the middle of the night, and you start battling these guys, which is pretty wild. They take you out, and then this is where your adventure actually begins.
They, victors, suffering to the conquered. Ironic that now I was the one suffering. Not anything as pedestrian as physical pain, rather the cruel jab of impotent anger. The hunger for revenge. I didn't care if I was in heaven or hell. All I wanted was to kill my assassins. Sometimes you get what you wish for. The necromancer Mortanius offered me a chance for vengeance, and like a fool, I jumped at his offer without considering the cost. Nothing is free, not even revenge.
You will have the blood you hunger for.
I awoke to the pain of a new existence, in a dank womb of darkness and decay.
So yeah, you were supposed to lose apparently, and then this is kind of like your tutorial. Besides, it doesn't tell you anything about buttons.
The sanctuary spell enables me to travel to my crypt, where the soil of my grave provides me respite. I often resort to this when I am weak and need nourishment.
It mostly tells you, you know, basically like what the things are that you find in the game and how to play it and stuff like that. So it is kind of wild. It took me like a little bit without an actual manual trying to figure out exactly what everything did. It was pretty wild.
Reputed to have been ripped from the chest of the greatest vampire to have ever existed, Janos Audron, the Heart of Darkness restores vampiric unlife.
So yeah, you just
Life
go
is
around,
precious,
you're collecting
Janos discovered,
things,
as it was
you're collecting
torn,
various
throbbing and
spells
bleeding
and
from
stuff
his
like that,
own
things
body.
that you know, you basically do want to have and you want to learn about. And there are people like over here that are hanging on the walls. You could actually
This
suck
ancient
their
vial
blood with like
bears
the
with it
circle
a
button
dark
and
gift
whatnot. Once
indeed.
again, this
For
came
with
out
it,
for
my life force
the
is
original
increased.
PlayStation. Honestly, another game that I would love to see have come out, you know, on multiple systems. They do have it for PC. You can get it through, I believe it's GOG, G-O-G. It's kind of like Steam. And you're able to go through the game and, you know, play through it in all of its, you know,
These
PlayStation 1
symbols of
era
power
glory,
contain raw magical energy
which is
that
pretty
increases
wild.
my own capacity to
Not
summon
gonna lie,
energy
this game
for
was
the
fun.
spawning
It
of
set up
spells.
a massive franchise. I don't know many people that played Defiance though. I know many people who played this series. It was Legacy of Kain, Legacy of Kain 2, but there was Soul Reaver, Soul Reaver 2, and then there was Defiance. This one dealt with Kain himself, who decided, you know, he wanted to be king of the vampires. And then they made Soul Reaver, which dealt with, I think the guy's name is Raziel. And he was one of Kain's soldiers. He was one of the vampires, and Kain betrayed him. And then he goes out for revenge. We'll maybe Throwback Thursday that as well. If you want to see like the full gameplay, because it's very, very rare that I play older games on this channel. I have the Dark Retro channel, and I'll put a link in the description below. That channel is...
I had not expected such cruelty from the light. For in the embrace of the sun I could find no comfort, only malice.
Sorry,
This would
just listen
change
to me.
in time for the worse, along with other
But
things.
that channel
When
is
rainfall
the Dark
comes,
Retro channel is
vampires are
where I
wise to
do
find
most
shelter from
of
its acidic touch.
my retro gaming, where you'll see all kinds of things from like the original Nintendo, the original Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, PS1, you know, the Super Nintendo, anything really, really retro. Don't think you're gonna find a lot of like PS4, Xbox One stuff there yet, but you will find a lot of older stuff, including like older PC stuff as well. You'll find there. So you know, if you can, I would love it if you went over there to that channel and you subscribed, watched a couple of the videos there. Like I said, it's a lot of retro games. It's a lot of older stuff. You'll see stuff depending on what era you grew up in. You'll most likely see some of your favorite games up there. So you know, we're gonna be adding to that channel like a lot more often. I've kind of been lax just because we've had like a lot going on. You know, new studio and everything moved, so that may be kind of a cause of it. But anyway, we're going to keep that going, including doing the Throwback Thursdays here, so that you can see some of the older games and you know, kind of have fun with it. So Here we go. We're just continuing Legacy of Kain. Again, this is like the kind of like a tutorial crypt, and honestly, like the whole first level is gonna be some level of tutorial, which is pretty wild. I just kept killing those people. Like I obviously I don't need any more health. I just wanted to walk through here. And it's pretty straightforward, you know, just letting you know that, like, you know, there are switches and things like that. This one is a combination switch, that I know. And it's been so long since I played this that I don't remember combination. So we're going to do, you know, just probability. See what we come up with. Because at some point, something's got to give here. There we go. That wasn't too hard. It was only 3 pieces. So I love these guys with shovels trying to like knock me out. They're like, one of the bodies just got off.
These curious devices hurl bolts of whirling energy and eviscerate my human enemies by stripping ragged flesh from blood-stained bone.
The next one I'll do. I'll figure out. Well, not this one, but I'll tell you right now, I already figured out how to do everything, and honestly, if you want to see all of Blood Omen, there's already a ton of videos up on, like I said, the Dark Retro channel, which is going to have all the older stuff. You know, I already played through the game, already, you know, like recorded, you know, hours worth of content, so that's all up there. Again, you'll find like a bunch of your favorites there. You'll probably see the rest of this series there. You'll see a whole bunch of stuff there. Again, it's for, you know, like old school gaming, old school games. It's probably a really good opportunity for you to check out games that you didn't even know existed, or basically the roots of certain games. Like a lot of people, now that Diablo 4 has come out, a lot of people have been saying, you know, like, I've never even heard of Diablo until Diablo 4, and I love the game. And I'll tell you what, go over to Dark Retro, you'll see everything. I'm going to be playing all of it there. All 4 games, including Immortal, which is the mobile game. So we'll definitely have a good time there. These pillars, these are how we save, which we need. Yes, we're going to save. There we go. Yeah, we want to override that. Like, to me, I like playing all the older games because it just brings back memories. It's really fun.
And weakness are no bar to vengeance's call. I would find my slayers and send them back whence I came.
What I should be doing. Here's where you're going to get your revenge. You're going to come out here and slash these guys, and
Have a seeker.
this is the group that
We
killed
put you
you.
down once, we could do it again.
What trickery is this?
Their sneering faces were forever etched upon my memory. I had crossed death for this moment. My mind was empty save for one thought. I would kill.
There is no greater release than that.
These guys, they're not so tough,
With my
as you can
assassins
see,
dead,
obviously.
my
But there
quest
are like
was
a
over.
lot of other enemies that it gets tougher and tougher as you go along, which of course, you know, is a pain. There we go. We'll take that guy out. We'll get like these little orbs here. The reason I love playing these games is like it's so nostalgic. Like you could see that this kind of is in the vein of the original Diablo, if you've ever played the original Diablo. It's pretty much, you know, the same style and everything like that. Another one was Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate was fantastic. That was another one that had you know, like all kinds of kind of quirky things going on with it.
This was where the bloody deed of my murder took place. I would not be kind to the denizens that lurk here. They would taste my steel, and I their blood.
Really do like this. It's wild. Now we're gonna see what ends up happening, what we end up with as far as these villagers. These villagers ain't nothing. That's another sad thing. We'll take them out. This game, it was so wild. Like, it came out in, like, I believe 1996. Yes, it did. 1996. And then I think it was on PC the year after or something like that. Such a cool game. Another one of those, like, you know, deep down kind of, you know, like it's one of those wild things where, you know, like it's sword and sorcery, which is always fun. Your goal here, basically, what you're gonna do is you have to find direction. Now that you've defeated all these guys, you really have no direction, but you'll learn what your direction is. Pretty wild. I thought it was kind of weird, like when you jump in, you're a nobleman, and then that Motanius, he is that weird skeleton guy with the hood, and he lets you become as a vampire, which is kind of wild. It's kind of wild. And now you're looking for a curse to your vampirism, if that makes any sense.
The necromancer had offered me no warning as to what my resurrection would entail.
Really wild.
And yet I must confess in my haste I had not sought one. Was his gift a curse? I would seek the pillars for an answer.
All right, let's keep going. There's a lot of like wild things. Again, like I still feel like you're in the tutorial phase. You're gonna see a bunch of things going on, and you know, like it gets wild as you go through. But again, like I just feel like this whole hour that I'm gonna be playing right now is definitely going to be it's definitely an entire I want to say just tutorial. Like I really do feel like it is. You'll see what I'm talking about. You just keep learning through this whole hour. Look at these guys. Now we got guys that are throwing freaking knives at you. It is so wild. Come on. The enemies get harder too. They get like crazier. And honestly, this is another one of these games that's like, it's kind of short. It'll take you like 13 hours to do the main story. Maybe 15 hours if you do like everything. But again, it's really not that bad. It's, you know, back in the day it was rated like out of 10, it was like 8.5 and whatnot. So it really is kind of wild. Let's see how well it does. If it stands the test of time. I wonder if anybody, anybody is gonna feel like, you know, this is worth it. And honestly, like, if there's anything that you guys want to see played, you know, here or on, you know, like
The pillars of Nosgoth. Even in life, few sights have moved me such as this. I marvel that such beauty should grace our dying world.
Sorry, that was a plot point there. Honestly, if there's anything that you guys want to see played, any old school games you want to see played, either here on the Throwback Thursday or on the Dark Retro channel, feel free to let me know. We'll play it. No problem.
Nopraptor, your madness has shattered our dreams and blinded you.
Keep your distance, or I'll send you back to hell, spirit!
There is nothing left of me to fear, vampire. I'm only a shadow of my former self, Ari, the balance of the Circle of Nine. Even so, I can provide the answers you seek.
I seek only a cure.
There is no cure for death, only release. You must destroy the sorcery that is now poisoning Nosgoth. Only then will you realize peace. The Nine, the Protectors of Hope, were sworn to use their powers to preserve our world. Now these pillars have been corrupted by a traitor. My murder at the hands of this beast drove my love Nopraptor mad. Now he spreads misery and pain among the Circle, crumbling the very foundation of Nosgoth. You must restore balance. You must right the pillars of Nosgoth.
I care not for the fate of this world.
Then for yourself, Kain. Beware the unspoken.
Nopraptor, with his blind act of vengeance, threatened to destroy all of Nosgoth. Each Circle member was bonded to the pillar he served. The pillars reflected the mental state of their servants, and as the minds of the Circle degenerated and descended farther into dementia, the pillars crumbled. To restore them, each member of the Circle had to die, and the artifact that served as their link to the pillar had to be returned. Only when all the pillars were restored did Ariel claim my curse would end. And so, my hunt for Nopraptor began.
Alright, that was just an important plot point. Now we're going to see what each of the pillars represents, which is going to be wild.
The Pillar of the Mind, protected by the mentalist Nopraptor. The Pillar of Dimension, protected by the planar Azimuth. The Pillar of Conflict, protected by the Paladin Malik. The Pillar of Nature, protected by the Druid Bane. The Pillar of Energy, protected by the Energist Dejul. The Pillar of Time, protected by the Time Streamer Mobius. The Pillar of Death, protected by the Necromancer Mortanius. The Pillar of States, protected by the Alchemist Anacroth.
So there we go. Basically, our mission now is to restore these pillars by defeating the people that are pretty much attached to them. And Kain right now believes that that will be the cure to his vampiric affliction.
These beacons serve as landmarks
Which will be
during my
wild.
flights in bat form. Once I have committed their locations to memory, I can always return. In battle,
And now
I can
we
travel
gain the
great
power of the
distances
bat.
with ease.
Whenever you
From my
gain the power
vantage
of
in
the bat,
heavens,
you're able
no
to like
region of
fly to like
Nosgoth
these
is forbidden to
locations.
me.
It's your way of, you know, like kind of like taking shortcuts and stuff. Here's another nut job. This guy's got like a spike and flail. We're gonna keep running across these like insane, like characters that are gonna get stronger and stronger. Now we just obtained another power that, you know, allows us to basically take care of ourselves in the light. It's like a magic spell. There's like a bunch of magic spells. Pretty wild, honestly. And again, like, I kid you not when I tell you that the very first hour is going to mostly be this. The very first hour is going to mostly be a bunch of new spells learned and whatnot. It's insane. I don't know, like, you gotta think, we started this top-down era in, like, what? Things like the original Commodore 64, like old school PCs, translated it into like Nintendo and stuff. And here we are on like a PlayStation console, and we're still doing this, which is kind of wild. You would think it's like a little more advanced. Honestly, sometimes you got to go with the classics though. Look at what we're doing with Diablo 4. A lot of people are loving it. A lot of people are loving it.
While it is true that natural light weakens a vampire, magical light can have many uses indeed.
Let's see what else we've got going on here. We've got like all kinds of crypts and whatnot. We're gonna see some wild stuff. Boss fights are gonna be fun in this game. You know, especially since you've got, you know, like the top-down perspective. But we've seen, like, you know, in Diablo and games like that, we've seen how like some of that stuff is, so it's gonna be pretty wild. We're gonna see some good stuff here. I just love the nostalgic feel, you know, where like you really couldn't move, everything was kind of like in slow motion. And all of that is like really wild, you know, like just think of that. Just think of how far we came. That's why like I started the Dark Retro channel basically. Besides playing nostalgic games, old school games from like my childhood and everything, I also wanted the opportunity to, you know, these are the reasons. Number one, replay video games from my childhood. Okay. Number two, to showcase to everyone different games that you may recognize but don't really know where they came from and how they happened or what the story is, and now you have the opportunity to know that, to learn that. Three would be to actually get my hands on and play old school games that I never had, you know, thanks to all of you, you know, thanks to being on YouTube and other social medias. I'm able to, you know, like get my hands on a lot of this stuff, which is a lot of fun, you know. It's really cool, honestly. I thank you guys for that, you know, and I love that you guys support me, and I hope you continue to support me, and that's one of the reasons why I'm asking you, if you have a moment, go check out Dark Retro. Look at that, I got a 2-for-1 there. Not bad. Very dark game though. You might want to turn up the gamma depending on, you know, like your television, monitor, or PC. But this is like very wild. I forgot how dark this game was. Not just, you know, like how dark the story was, because let me tell you, the story is going to get really, really dark. Especially as you go into like the future games. You know, they played this, Silicon Knights did this, and they took a gamble, and it worked. It was a great series. Now, that being said, I don't want to see a remaster of this. Maybe they could, you know, like come out with like a sequel to it all, or to their series. But you know, like we have enough remakes right now, honestly, or remasters. And you know, remakes are always tricky because you really have to figure out what you want in a remake. You know, Final Fantasy VII kind of did it right, but there are going to be times where you're going to run across a remake and it's going to be terrible. You know, especially like movie-wise. In movies, you see, you know, if, for example, we have Conan the Barbarian. When I was younger, you know, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was pretty cool. They remade it. It was Jason Momoa as Conan. And honestly, I could see him making a great Conan, but the problem was that the movie really wasn't written well. So, you know, people didn't like it, you know. Same thing with like Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters, the first one was cool. The second one was kind of like, you know, off. You know, people still enjoyed it, you know, like it has a campy fan following. And then we thought we were going to get Ghostbusters 3, but there were problems. We didn't get that. We got Ghostbusters 2016, and a lot of people were immediately upset. It was basically a remake of the story, you know, gender-swapped scientists, which they really weren't. They were like different people. And, you know, I thought it was okay, but, you know, people got upset right away. You know, people went with the sexism angle. I don't think it was that, you know, the sexism angle. It just wasn't well written. If something's not well written, I don't like it, you know. Or I give it a shot and, you know, like I'll think it's okay, but it could always be better, you know. But this is actually something that I don't want to see remastered or remade. I mean, maybe if PlayStation 5 wants to do the technology where you're able to replay these older games, because there are a lot of older games I would love to get my hands on, you know, from like the PlayStation era. So, you know, I hope that they do that. I hope they bring a bunch of those games back, or allow us to kind of like, you know, go retro, like replay old games that we've had or that we already have. You know, I still have my original PlayStation. I still have my original Xbox. I still have all the games for it. I have my original Nintendo. Look at this, we just got the power of the wolf. I still have my original Nintendo, and I play games on my original Nintendo. I play actual cartridges and everything. It's a lot of fun. Oh my god. Alright, now again, we just got the power of the wolf, and this is going to be another tutorial.
Enables me to move like lightning and leap over obstacles barring my path. But the guise of the wolf brings with it its own
tutorial.
Kind of
We're going to
hunger
learn
and
how to
rage.
operate the wolf, which is really not that hard. There we go. With the wolf, we could like leap across. We could also attack with the wolf, but I don't know. For some reason, I wanted to be in my vampiric form when I fight these guys for some reason. It's not necessary. See, now we have the bat transformation and we have the wolf transformation. The bat, we're going to be able to go back to all those points that we had seen, that we had come across. That's what the bat is for, again, in case you were wondering. And then, of course, the wolf is going to be for jumping. You're going to be able to like fight people in your wolf form. You know, like as Kain, we don't, in the vampiric form, we don't get to, you know, like jump or anything like that. And you gotta think, this is kind of wild because it's kind of like on brand with like Castlevania, if you think about it. Like Castlevania, when you play as Alucard in Symphony of the Night, you get what? You get the bat power, you get the bat power, you get the wolf power, and then you get like mist power, which is pretty wild. Lots of good stuff here. Look at these guys, man. The other thing that like I've seen was honestly, it was a very, very easy way to fight these guys. Was you would get close and you would kind of move a certain way and you're able to
And with it,
you know, like block their attacks or avoid
vampire
their
grows
attacks.
stronger.
And I always enjoyed that. It was a way of like cheating. Like you could like corner cross, and that's something I learned from like a lot of older games. So here we are as the wolf, and as you can see, we're jumping over water. We're jumping up these areas. You know, it's very, very easy to get around as the wolf. It's kind of hard to get around as you know, just by yourself. So look at this guy. This is another dude. Slash at him, move out of the way, get back up there, slash at him, move out of the way. He just keeps doing the same pattern. That was the issue with like a lot of these games, was that, you know, like as long as you figured out the pattern, you were good. And these guys, they usually had their own pattern. And now this part is going to be a little bit difficult. Only because we are looking for, well, not this area, but like we're going to be coming up on an area that's going to be a little bit difficult. Here we go. We go back to where the wolf was. We get to escape here. And we get to like jump all around. Climb higher on this mountain here. Again, love the maps. Love being able to see like where the map is, what's on the map. Sometimes you can find like little hidden areas and whatnot. take the road less traveled. I think this is the area that's going to be like a little bit tougher. And before we get in there, we're going to, as you saw, there was a thing on the left, and that thing on the left is another one of those areas that we'll go to, and we will hit it, and like in bat form we could land there if we wanted to. So it just makes life easier for us. Oh, this is this weird
One
area.
must be wary in dealing with the spirit forges. The wraith and shades that inhabit them offer items beyond mortal dreams in exchange for a sampling of your blood. The wraithsmiths forge their items with forfeit souls. The heart
Yeah,
of
I forgot
darkness.
all about this here.
Play.
Yeah, as I play through on the, like I said, on the Dark Retro channel, you'll see like a lot more things going on. Like things are a little bit easier. They look really, really wild the way like I am able to
Iron
get through
sword.
here and whatnot. So, you know, it just looks
Sanctuary.
a
Light.
little bit better the way I had gone through it, you
Light.
know. So we'll see. Yeah, by the time you see like what's going on Dark Retro, like if you're interested in this, you'll see like all the crazy things that like I was able to do. I was able to like actually figure this all out and everything. And
Artifacts will be yours.
yeah, this was kind of weird.
Imagine what power you could wield. So, you come to the Spirit Forge for help, do you, vampire? Trade you secrets for the blood of the dead, I will.
Yeah, I don't even know if they gave me anything really. That's the weird thing. I was like, what is this? Did you guys even give me anything here?
You come to the Spirit Forge for help, do you, vampire?
I didn't even
Trade you
see it,
secrets
honestly.
for the blood of the dead, I will.
Supposed to give me stuff. Give me stuff. Maybe I have it. And then we'll like leave out of here. We'll get out. And then we'll continue on our way. And then again, we're gonna go to like another area, and this area is definitely going to have more what do you call it? Like it just feels like it's more tutorial. All kinds of things like that. Let's see. Let's see if we could get through here. Look at these guys again with the knives. See, like I told you before, all you have to do is go through here and kind of get like in their hitbox, but like in the corner, and they will not be able to hit you, which is pretty wild. It'll save you like a lot of time on like health and stuff like that. because you definitely want to avoid, you know, like any type of like hit and stuff like that, at least as much as you can. You want to avoid it. And then these guys, you know, these are easy, so not even worried about these guys. These guys are nothing. But then we're going to get into like another area. We're going to learn another spell. And just think about that, like like I told you, like to complete this game with everything, side quests, everything, locate everything, it's going to take you like 15 hours. Possibly. May take less. It all depends. It's just absolutely wild, though. There we go. Let's take these guys out. Let's get into this other thing. And then we'll see what ends up happening. That guy is down. He is down. Yeah, I like to look around just to see like what we've got here, you know? Alright, we'll take this guy out, then we'll get inside. One of the things that like I do like crazy, not even joking, like I will constantly freaking like save my game. I'll do something to save the game. See, now this one's gonna be like a little bit tough because we have to fight these guys, and then there's gonna be these spirits that are like throwing these freaking these like explosives at us, and we don't have enough magic. This door's not open. The other door is. Insane situation.
The energy bolt employs magical force,
but a lot of fun
rawest
nonetheless.
form. A messy
So
spell,
let's see.
but a potent one.
I've got this thing. I've got to be able to like throw these fireballs at these guys. Like the sword isn't doing anything to them. Gonna have to collect that. Go through here. Gotta increase my magic too, if I'm gonna have any chance of doing this.
The Heart of Darkness.
Yeah, look at that. That's what the Heart of Darkness does. It's kind of like the fairies from The Legend of Zelda, where like you don't exactly die. You're able to resurrect. But I mean, so far you saw how many of those I collected. They're finite, you know? They're absolutely finite. Well, probably not finite here, but you know, like in the game you could probably find tons of them. But you know, in this case right here, they're finite. In this area, I'm gonna have to like go through. There we go. That's how you defeat these guys. Almost. Gotta figure out how to get over there and get the rest of these guys and fireball them. Oh yeah, I forgot all about this too. You could like increase the size of the map overhead. You could have it, you know, further out. You could bring it closer to you. All depends on what you want to do and what playstyle you're comfortable with. You could really adjust this though, which is pretty cool. I actually enjoy that. But anyway, we're getting to the close here, and I just want to thank all of you guys for like watching with me and being here. And please, by all means, check out the links below in the description and go to Dark Retro if you want to see the rest of this, or you want to see other games from your childhood. We have a wide variety, like I said, from Nintendo, Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. You know, we just keep going on, and we're going to keep doing that. You know, some will have commentary, some will not. Some of you like the commentary, some of you don't. And if there's anything that you actually want to see again, do not feel afraid to comment on any of those videos or any of my regular videos and let me know what you want to see. I'll gladly do it, with or without commentary. Let me know. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel and Dark Retro an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you soon.